Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darren. I hope you're safe and well and had a good stitch week. So today I'm doing a stitch with me on Mini Deer Creek, and I've just filmed for about 20 minutes and realised I forgot to press record. So I've just stitched all this section here. And I've gone through and told you all my work stuff and everything. And I thought I'd just double check to make sure it is recording, and I was like, oh damn it, I'm not even recording here. So yeah, that was a bummer. So I'm gonna have to go through and tell you everything all over again. So this video is probably going to be shorter than normal because I've already gone through everything. So as I was saying to myself a moment ago, work's picked up. It's really busy at the moment because it's coming towards the end of the year and everyone wants their orders in before Christmas. So I'm working on one order that is two orders. One order wants 80 packs, the other order wants 60 packs. So yeah, it's a busy period. So that means like Shane and the boss will be out in the trucks a lot, getting the orders complete, getting them delivered ready for Christmas. The new saw that was due to go in September still hasn't gone in. It was going in September, then it was going in October, then it was going in November, and now it's going in January because we're too busy to install the new saw. So that's actually going in January now. So it goes in the day we actually go back to work. So this year we're actually having 3.5 weeks off at Christmas. So normally we only get 3. So we're actually getting 3.5 weeks this year. So normally if we finish on like a Wednesday, for example, which we are this year, we go back on the Thursday when we go back to work. But for some reason we're not going back till the Monday this time. So we're getting 3.5 weeks off, which is good because it gives me time to reacclimatise from coming back from the UK, because I get back on the 5th of January. We don't go back till the 13th, so I don't mind that at all. Gives me time to get back used to the heat again, because it's getting very hot over here. Obviously we're coming to summer. We had a heat wave the other day, so we were up in the high 30s. That was horrible to work in at work, but we got an awful lot of storms out of it, so that was good. I like watching the storms. So does Tiger, apparently. So when we built the cat area last weekend, we had a big storm coming in. So Shane and Tiger were sat out there watching all the lightning and thunder and watching the storm approach. Yeah, Tiger was loving it. So yeah, I'm trying to think what I told last time. Oh yeah, I had a supervisor at work the other day. So if you remember Eddie, the lizard that keeps turning up every now and then. Well, he started venturing into the shed where we work, and he actually made it to my saw, and it was on my mat that we stand on. It was on there. It's probably just done that part. Yeah, he was actually stood on there, stopping me from doing my work. It's like, you need to move from there, Eddie. So yeah, so he kind of put a bit of a hold on my work day. I don't mind. Right, which way are we going from here? And then the following day I had a cucumber. He was sat on my computer part of my saw. He was sitting on there watching. So if I remember, I'll put some pictures in. Put a couple of pictures of those. And then the other day we was on break and I just saw this thing walking past. And I was like, what the heck was that? I just saw like black and a bit of red. And I got up, had a look, we got a bush turkey. So bush turkey just walking around. He's normally on the other side, in the other shed. Normally hangs around there, but for some reason he decided he was coming over to the side where we work on. So yeah, we had him over there for a little bit. And then on Wednesday just gone, we sat on having break, and I just saw this black thing moving out of the corner of my eye. I was like, what was that? It was only small, not smallish. Anyway, I thought it must be just a piece of plastic blown around. And then it stopped and just stayed in one spot. I was like, okay, that's not a piece of plastic, let's have a look. It was a rat. So where the hell's the rat come from? So yeah, so we now have a rat at work as well. Well, I haven't seen it since then, so it may have disappeared. Obviously took a wrong turn. And the other story I was telling a moment ago was about one of the lads. So he hurt his back a while ago at work, picking up, emptying one of the sawdust bags. And he plays on it every now and then. Anyway, he was saying that it hurt his back and it was really sore and he couldn't lift up anything heavy. So he went on sick. He wasn't on sick for long, it was only like 1 or 2 days. But he spoke with the boss who does all the hiring and firing. So anyway, what they decided was, the saw that Shane's sister works on. Now Shane's sister was only doing light stuff. Because of where the saw is, she can only get like small packs in. So she's been doing that. So they took her off there and put her back onto the other lad's saw and put him on there. But the only reason he's done it really is because in summertime it gets really hot on his saw, because it's right at the back of the shed. So there's no windows or anything like that because it's a firewall. So it's just solid metal, and then it obviously gets hot because of the sun. And he hates working over there in summer. So we reckon he's just done it so he doesn't have to work on that saw during the summertime. But yeah, apparently his back's really, really bad. So he picks up like small pieces of wood, and you know how you do when you hold your back because it hurt and all this lot. And it's like, that wood hardly weighs anything, so it's obviously clearly not going to hurt you. But then he forgets that he's playing on his back. So when we finished a pack, when we're tying it up, we use a sledgehammer. Oh, well, yeah, so it's like a 10-pound hammer, sledgehammer, to level the packs out, to make them more neat. So he picks that up and just swings it around just like it's a really light toy. And it's like, you do know that's heavier than the wood that you're picking up, but you're moaning that the wood's too heavy. And then he was finishing work and he went to turn his saw off, but he couldn't be bothered using his hand, so he decided he was just going to kick the emergency stop button. Now the emergency stop button is about halfway up, so it's about waist height. It's like, anyone with a really bad back would not be able to do that. So yeah, he keeps forgetting. And then it was like picking up for some reason he had to do some longer pieces of wood, and he was picking up like 3 pieces of wood at a time with one hand, and then just holding it above his head and walking along with it. And it's like, yeah, you're obviously clearly playing on this one, and the boss has noticed this as well. So he keeps trying to get onto one of the other saws to help out there because his mates are on that saw. And so the boss knows he only must have gone there to talk. So the boss was like, no, you're not going anywhere near that saw, you're staying on that one. You've got a bad back, you have to stay there. So yeah, so we all know it's faking it. But he was trying, he said he was going to, his mates and that would tell him to get in touch with a lawyer to like sue for neglect and stuff like that, and for his back issues. And he's like, yeah, he said, I've looked into it, so it's like $200,000 and all this lot. Anyway, he had to go for a CT scan to check what was wrong with his back, because the doctor wasn't 100% sure. Anyway, in the meantime, while he was waiting for the results to come back, he He's had a couple of sessions of physio because it was free for him. Anyway, the results of his CT scan come back, and the doctor says, "Yep, it's just wear and tear." He says, "You're just getting old." So there's nothing wrong. He says it's nothing to do with your discs or trapped nerves or anything like that. He says it's just your age. He says it's wear and tear. And I was like, "Oh, what a shame. You can't still work now." I says, "Because you can't exactly sue for wear and tear on your back." And the fact that having used to play computer games and stuff like that probably didn't help either, because he used to lay on his belly looking up at the TV. So yeah, so now he's looking and was talking to his, I don't know if it's his current girlfriend or, because he's always on and off with this one. So I don't know if he's back with her or not, but anyway, her next door neighbour, apparently, he works somewhere just driving forks, and he earns more money than what he's earning, and so he's now on it about going to see if he can get a job doing forks. And I was like, you do know, when they realise you've got a really bad back, supposedly you have, so they're probably not going to employ you because you can't do any work or heavy lifting of any kind. So yeah, I think he's sort of kind of shot himself in the foot there. But anyway, enough about him. So that's probably about it for work. I keep asking him for aircon because it's getting hot, and keep telling me to get stuffed. We even found a suit. It's like an aircon suit or vest or something like that keeps you really, really cold. So we even asked for them, but they were like nearly $800 each. But it's like, yeah, you're not having them. You've got fans out there. What more do you want? I went, aircon, obviously. So yeah, all fun and games. So Mum's doing well. She still had a bathroom, shower room, whatever fitted yet. We still don't know when that's going to be installed. They've sent her a seat for the shower. So what's the point of sending a shower seat when you can't even give her a date when the shower's going to be going? And her extension conservatory thing is finished. She's in there. I haven't had any pictures, so I can't show you what it looks like inside. So yeah, well, that's all done now. So she's in there as of, I think it was last week. I think my brother still had one or two things to do, but he could do those around her. So I think it was just hanging the TV on the wall and then putting a door in or something. So other than that, it's all done. So she's in there, she's happy. So we'll see what it's like in 4 weeks when I get over there. So my twin brother messaged me the other day. So as I mentioned a couple of times, I've got 3 cats over in the UK, and the eldest cat, Lucy, my brother sent me a message saying I don't think she's gonna last much longer. She's lost a whole load of weight, so she's not eating, she's hardly drinking. And I was like, right, he says, I'm talking with my elder brother. He says to take her to the vets and get her checked out. I was like, right. So when I phoned him up on Sunday just gone, he says, he's waiting till after the weekend. He says to see how she goes. I was like, right. Anyway, he sent me a picture of her. Poor cat looks terrible. She's all skin and bones. And I was like, how's he let her get to it like this? Anyway, I haven't heard anything back from him. So I was like, right. So I messaged him today to see what was going off. And he says, yeah, he says she seems to have picked up. He says she's eating, she's drinking, she's putting a bit of weight back on. So it turns out he put some flea and worm thing, one of those drops on the back of her neck. But it must have been a different one to what he normally got. And she's obviously had some kind of like reaction or some kind of poisoning to it, because she's not been eating. But she's eating again now, so hopefully she'll pick up. I mean, she's old anyway. She's 16. So she's old anyway. But she's picking up again, so I was like, oh, that's good. So I don't know if he's taking her to the vets or not, but knowing him, probably not. But yeah, so she's picking up and putting weight on. She's eating more and drinking again, so that's good. So I was like, how did you manage to let her start losing all this weight and not notice? It's beyond me. So yeah, but so by the sounds of it, it's some kind of poisoning from the flea stuff he used, so he must have had a different flea wormer than he normally uses. Oh, I'm out of view there, sorry. There we go. And then my mum says, when you come over, can you cut her claws? She says they're sharp and they keep digging in me. I was like, yeah, no worries. As long as someone will hold it, I'll cut them. Which may as well got to take my 3 to get their claws cut before I go over there. Until they're getting ready for cutting, because Kitty's getting stuck on everything. Like she normally does. Shane can't get him in the cat carriers because he's useless. He can get, well, last time he tried, he could get Ginger and Kitty in, but he couldn't get Tiger in at all. I mean, I have no problems getting him in. I just pick him up and ram him in. 9 out of 10, the Kitty and Ginger just walk in now. But yeah, Tiger, he does generally like to put up a little bit of a fight. But he doesn't with me. I'll just pick him up and throw him in. So yeah, so I've got to get their claws cut before I go, so Shane don't have to worry about it. So I'll try and get them in this weekend, well, next weekend. I haven't got any questions, so I probably do have, but I haven't got around to them yet. I'm hoping to get around to answering some of them online. Hoping to. I just think about it and then I forget, and then I don't have the time to do it. I'll get there eventually. So yeah, so as I mentioned, the cat's loving the new cat's area. It's a lot bigger, as I say, and not many bugs have come in there yet. Well, a couple of little spiders, and well, that reminds me. one of the days there was it was raining. We was having yet another storm. We've had a fair few storms over the last couple of days, and Shane was out there. And it's like, oh, there's a huntsman on the other side of the screen on the mesh part. And I was like, all right. I know, you could see it. And Tiger was trying to get to it. So I said to him, well, just flick it off. It's not going to get you because it's on the outside and you're on the inside. So he flicked it, the screen, and this spider shot off and landed on the grass. And then you could see the spider running back across the grass to get back onto the screen again. It went back in exactly the same spot as it was. It was so funny to watch. And then, I think it was the same day actually. Apologies. Sorry about that. Shane phoning me up to tell me he was down at his mum and dad's. He was going to help his dad. I don't know, they're doing some decking or something for one of the family friends. And I was going with his dad to help sort out what we needed for next weekend. But his dad's decided he can't be bothered to go now. So Shane's on his way back. So he went all the way down there for nothing. So, anyway, as I was saying. So, I think it was the same day as the storm. I come in the kitchen. Well, come in the house. Went to the kitchen and I saw someone climbing up the wall. Up the door to the pantry. And it's like, what the heck's that? Anyway, I looked. It was a tree frog. I was like, well, how the heck's a tree frog growing here? It wasn't a very big one. So Anyway, Ginge spotted it, so Ginge was trying to get to it. So I stopped him from getting to it, and I shouted Shane to get me a container so I can catch it. Anyway, he jumped from the door and jumped onto there's a plant. Shane's put one of the house plants near the pantry door, so he jumped onto there. And I was like, all right, well, I can get it from there. Anyway, I went to get it again, and he jumped. I was like, where did he go? And I couldn't see it. He jumped on the back of Ginge. So Ginge just did the tree frog on him. I was like, oh, okay. So then I had to try and get the frog off Ginge, so I got him in the end, and I took him outside. So yeah, that was funny. Ginge was wondering what was going off. This tree frog catching a piggyback. And then we come home from work the other day, and there was this. Shane had walked past it about 10 times, and I was like, what's that on the floor? So I had a look, and there was a tail from a lizard. And I was like, so there's the tail, where's the lizard? So I don't know what kind of lizard it was. Probably a skink or something like that. But yeah, I was like, where's this lizard gone? So yeah, so there's a lizard running around with no tail. Whether it's in the house or not, I've no idea. I'll go and find it. So that's going to be fun when that reappears. Yes, I am recording this time. I can't remember if I press record. I don't know how long this video is, because I didn't look before I restarted it again. So as I say, it's probably going to be a shorter video than normal, mainly because I'd already talked for about 20 minutes before I realised I'd not pressed record. But hey ho. Finish this strand off and then we'll call it a day. Right, so let's see what we've done. So I've done 286 stitches, so it's not too bad going. As I say, I don't know how long this stitch with me is, so apologies if it's shorter than normal, which I have a funny feeling it probably will be. So hopefully next week we'll get back to doing a full length one, and I'll remember to press record. So yeah, there we go, it's filling in nicely. Although you can't really tell between the black and the brown, but hey ho, you can a little bit over here, but it'll look better when there's more colours in there. So at the moment, I've done 33,566 stitches out of 84,500. So I've still got 51,000 to go, or just under 51,000 to go. Yeah, I don't think this is getting done before I go over to the UK. Definitely not. That's going to be, what, over 10,000 stitches a week? Yeah, it's definitely not happening. But we're at almost at 40%. We're at 39.72%. So we'll see how we go. So that's it from me then, guys. So again, any questions or comments, again, feel free to drop those down below. Email me as always, dizzystitcher@gmail.com, or I am on Instagram @dizzystitcher. You can message me in there as well. So that's it for this stitch with me, however long it is. So until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, happy stitching. Thank you very much for watching, much appreciated. Until next time, bye bye for now.